for this Mohbad matter na continue to my country brothers and sisters. As long as we keep telling the world opposite of what happened to the young talented singer Mohbad aka Imole, the world will also keep bringing out the written that happened that led to his spy. The 3-second video when Yomi Fabi they talk about don't enter another dimension my country people. Of a truth we may have a lot to answer. No much talk but to play the audio for now for a better understanding. Justice for Mohbad, justice for Imole.
First of all, you need to give something to Yomi for bringing the 3 seconds out to the public. But don't dismantle his work by going behind his back. Because yesterday you then came out, you got to the police station 1 hour before Yomi, and you are now telling us story in which one person did not agree with you because he was there present. And then at the end of the day, the Yomi that invited you to the police station for whatever reason or another wasn't there when this so-called story that you are telling us kind of started. Whether you made it up, who knows? Whether you're just looking for something to as an object to sort of like bolster, you know, your lack of evidence. We don't know. We do not know. So there is a lot that is wrong in this whole process of engagement where we want to forcibly push ourselves into something. And as much as we support Yomi and we want to support African television, people need to understand that when you have something to say contrary to the public's belief and you have something that you want to correct, it doesn't mean you are attacking the man. It doesn't mean you hate the man. It just means that there is something you do not agree with, and the public should please allow that person to speak. Perhaps he has a point. Because sometimes we look at this whole aspect, and that is when I said, if you telling me there's an evidence and it's a phone, and that phone, you are telling me something is deleted from it, the first thing I would like you to do is to show me the digital DNA of that device that is submitted. How do we establish that it is the original phone possessed by the departed, the Mohbad himself, the deceased, may so rest in peace, that he passed on to Adura and inadvertently or eventually then got passed to Damola? Is it the same device? What is the identification, the DNA identity, IMEI number or any other number on that phone that can tell us that that is the exact device? Then we will start thinking, if it is deleted from that device and is the original device, perhaps we can retrieve that data. But what if the device that is submitted that we are all excited about is not the original device? Then there's no video to retrieve. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love this. But we just need to be mindful. Don't fight yourselves based on information that someone brings to the public that the police cannot corroborate. Thank you.
That I submitted a CCTV and I used all my powers to make sure this CCTV gets to the Nigerian police unaltered. Do you know we will not be here now today? But what Yomi Fabi came to do, loud and clear that, no, this 3 seconds video, me, I don't feel there is anything around it. But because of this 3 seconds video, we can dabble into other things. Like what? Like what can we go into? Because somebody sent you this video, we can as well say, yes, the person who could put a banner on a video doesn't want us to see this video. This video is not, this 3 seconds video is not. We don't even want to do anything with this 3 seconds video. But we want this person to answer to the fact that they wanted to try to scam this person and using the public's emotions to work with them, because they know we are looking for just one guy. It would have sailed through. But we first started with 3 seconds video, bastardizing it first because it doesn't make any sense. 3 seconds video that cannot be slowed down, 3 seconds video that doesn't have a face, 3 seconds video that doesn't have a name, no name was mentioned, nothing except what we assigned to it. It's a red flag. It is a red flag for me. But I feel your family might be doing it rightly, but just because it came to the public. Because if it didn't come to the public, Karimo wouldn't have done that. Now see look at Karimo's excuse, because your family took that video to Olori platform. Should your family even take that video to Olori platform? What is the reason of bringing this very crucial evidence to the social media? Olori is a blogger. Is it for money? Or is it to tell the people that I'm working? Or is it to massage some ego? It's a question, Sha.
Okay, concerning that, there are certain things that happens in the process of investigation that sometimes you would want to defend them as classified. Like something you don't really want to go into details. But let's say, for instance, now he was able to get a full video, and these people that actually asked him for money, and at that particular time, he would not come out and say that some people are asking him to pay money for a particular video evidence. You understand? There's a way he would have to put it, just so that whole thing would not actually leak out, and at the end of the day, the purpose of that particular investigation will be jeopardized. So we need to understand that in the process of this, we should not be expecting to get 100% information from persons who are doing this thing. You understand? We should not be expecting to get 100% information from them. Sometimes you might get 10% information, sometimes you might get 20. Well, it's left to you. If you like, you can develop and establish that 20% you've gotten and make it 100% on your own. Fine. But sometimes you might just want to hold on with that one and continue to be curious and anxious till the rest comes. You understand? And if it doesn't come, then well, whatever the case might be. You understand? But then we need to understand that there are certain things that will not be let out until that particular until the right time. You understand? And that brings us to the fact that the third person in that video. Now, I'm going to ask everybody now here. The third person in that video, is there any advantage or disadvantage keeping that person confidential? Keeping the person's name out of the public. What is the advantage and disadvantage of keeping the person, known and unknown? Please.
Do you want me to go first? Kimal or for
please.
But if we had it for Mr. Akunde, I think it's distraction. I think these players know what they are doing. The last person, if you remember, we started this analysis of this last person on Papariano. I don't know if you were there, but I remember Rotimi was there, Jagumolu was there, and we were discussing that if Baba said Ali Lokpa Mohbad was Ali in the house, who is this Ali? Is it, we were discussing those things. 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, there was a 3 seconds video that is purporting there is one more person. And now I feel there is always this tendency of trying to play out what the public is, what is in the public's head. They are script writers on the social media app. They want to play out what is in the public's head. They know we already have this consciousness of this third person. Now, there is a 3 seconds video that we can't even say Wunmi was inside, because the only person that alluded to the fact that that voice was Wunmi's own is her sister. Her sister, who is now saying the third person is not even Noah. That is now challenging the person who knows this, who doesn't even know Noah, who doesn't know the third person. She knows the third person, but this person you are challenging doesn't know the person. Yeah. Come out and say the name. I feel there is a third person, but I think nobody knows. I think those people that released that video only knows the third person. Or if that is not the case, definitely the video is not even something to work with. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. No one, not Wunmi, not
But Adura
Yomi
knows.
Fabi.
Adura knows the person.
What if
He claimed there's somebody else on Yomi Fabi's what's it called? The program Yomi Fabi did.
now? Let me ask you
Adura come.
the conference. Now let me ask you a question. MB Taise, let me ask you a question. What do you think Adura would say if that video is fake?
If the video was
fake, yeah. If the video was
Adura will. If it was fake, there won't be any case. If it was fake, Adria would definitely say it's fake. The video does not emanate from him. He's going to say
who gave us an inkling that there is a third person?
from Adura now.
Then if there was no, if Adura, who sent the video? Who sent the video?
We want to believe it was Adura. We want to believe
Let's believe it was Adura. But who said there is a third person in the video?
Adura.
In the 3 seconds you watch, do you think there is a third person in that 3 seconds? Do you have any inkling?
Don't go there. Don't go there. You're asking a question which is not clear to any of us.
Because it is not clear to anybody, and the only person that can tell the truth,
it is left for them. Hold on. It is left for them to come out to tell the public or the police that this is the third person. Some of them have seen the video.
Without the full video, who is interested with the third person?
How come they were able to send out like arrest warrant or invitation to some people?
You are not sure if it is because of the video. Police have not come out to tell you that.
Why did no? Yomi Fabi went to Zone 2 to report. His case was with the video. Yomi Fabi went to Zone 2 to report the video. Abi?
Yeah.
So there is no other case in Zone 2 aside from the video.
There's no other case in Zone 2.
How about the CCTV
case?
No, I'm not sure the CCTV case. I'm not sure.
The CCTV is a bigger case than the 3 seconds video. You people don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
CCTV that was empty is a bigger case, bigger one that we can even use more than 2 years with.
I don't think they invited anybody because of the CCTV, because it was stated there that the CCTV is blank, according to what we heard.
The CCTV is still safe Zone 2 now, because if you listen to Yomi, he said he met the man, the neighbor, and he was even in the presence of the AIG, and he was actually accusing the man of trying to sabotage his effort. So it's still Zone 2.
But did you hear what Mimi said? Sorry, Mr. Kunle, did you hear what Mimi said today? When she came up to Mimi from the group on the Power Thunder Fire, when she she said something, and I asked her, where do you get what's your source of information? Because she kind of rubbished the fact that in presence of the police, that those people, the Mohbad neighbor, actually said that that they gave the CCTV to Yomi. Listen to this. And then Yomi came back with an empty video cassette or video whatever to the police. So now they said they're now blaming Yomi that Yomi had it deleted. I don't understand that. For me, it's quite difficult to believe. It's quite difficult to believe that, because for me, it's a kind of sabotage. Listen, honestly, the way I looked at it, right? If it's coming from whether from Mr. Kunle or from Joseph Prow, from this sniper, I know the mindset of these people. I can come and say, yeah, that could be very true. But coming from the mindset of a pro Wunmi, that cast a doubt for me. Do you get me? Because the reason
Richie, it's so simple, right? Why would Yomi delete the video? Is Yomi trying to hide himself from the house that he was dead the day Mohbad died? Or he
I don't
witnessed what happened to
understand.
Mohbad?
Yeah.
The only reason why
No.
he's going to
This,
delete it
listen,
is
I don't
the
think
only
they
thing
are
he's going to
even
delete
trying
it
to
if he
nail Yomi.
participated.
I
Go
don't
on.
even think they are trying to nail Yomi. What I think is
No,
going
no,
on
they're trying to
is
diffuse. That's what I'm saying. Instead of
diffuse
addressing
the
your me,
situation so
they try
that
to
people will
delete the
just look
situation
at
completely.
Yomi ó kàn lọ gbé wa ń
Yeah,
gbogbo pẹ̀lú CCTV. Truly,
exactly.
Yomi might have seen that thing, and they played pranks with him. They played fast game with
That's
him,
what I'm. Listen to
and that is
me.
why I said it is a bigger case than the 3 seconds.
If you ask me, right, the neighbor, I want to believe that they've been threatening. No,
Yes, now.
that could be life threatening against them, which Yomi cried
Yes,
out.
now.
Are you getting the point? So they have to
If they are
go.
trying to kill Yomi, that run away. The person that gave the information to Yomi, they will not try to find him.
Exactly. So for me, honestly speaking, as much as I want Yomi to do well, but Yomi made a mistake from that angle.
You make sense.
Maybe he should have, the way PI works.
I like what the Pratt said the other time. He said, he's not going to blame Yomi alone. He's going to blame all of us. If you remember when Yomi started this whole journey of CCTV, it was on a particular platform that they told him that he should work with Baba Mohbad on that CCTV. If not, this guy might have actually worked alone, and this whole thing might actually be successful. But then they talked him to, working with Muiwa, who allegedly now sabotaged the whole thing. You understand? It's still we that give the wrong advices, wrong analysis sometimes, and we lead ourselves somewhere.
Yeah.
And same thing now that they are doing. The third person in that video should be released to the public. Let the public know the criminal. You understand? If the public knows this person, then it is not going to be easy for the person to abscond. But if the person is not known, then it's easy for the person to run away.
This is why I'm saying that the police, right? The police are compromising the whole situation. We've got a conflict report. For me, honestly speaking, if I want to say it out, right? African TV made a mistake for not actually waiting for Yomi, right? To go together and do the verification. Number one, of this warrant of arrest or whatever it is, right? And even having said that, even if he went there by himself to actually quickly look at it, you should have tried to actually go with Yomi for both of you to cite whatever that needs to be cited, right? This is the way I looked at it. And then coming back to the whole scenario, Africa TV reported yesterday that the whole camera thing, because I asked him, are you saying the CCTV or the video evidence? He said nothing, and he uses the word German word kaput, which means it's gone, right? I remember that, and that kind of raised a question in my mind. What's your source of information? I asked him, right? He said he was told by the AIG, right? He didn't mention any name, but he tried to say that there's different offices that deals with different stuff, which I agree within that zone too. But the question is, if the African TV is coming up that way and your mystery is completely slightly different, so who to blame? Is the police. The police are they're messing about. They're not doing the right thing. To me, if you ask me, if at all, African TV came as the police was talking down about what Yomi is doing, blah blah. And I like that because I want Yomi to stay against them, actually, if you ask me. Right? I don't want at the moment, this is not the right time to sing praises of the police system in Nigeria.
Thank you very much for that, Richie. And that is just the truth. I said that when I was actually explaining activism. See, and I made mention of certain persons who are successful activists in this country. These are people that will call out the IGP. If you lock them, they will not sleep in that cell. You understand? IGP sometimes has actually, launched a kind of arrest from Lagos to Abuja. These activists will come in and then they will make sure they get that person out within 24 hours. Now, these are not the kind of activists that sing the praises of the police. It's not going to work. You cannot be an activist and sing the praises of the police. They are two different things. At the end of the day, you would achieve nothing. You understand? This is not a kind of country that you want to do activism and you want to go and, for in your colori. It will not work. It will not work. You understand? So if you know that you want to do activism, Activism comes with a lot of opposition. In fact, the opposition has to be up every time.
Exactly.
You have to oppose this whole thing, the powers that
Until
be.
you find
You
the
understand?
truth. Yeah. And Yomi has demonstrated that in
Now,
many ways, some way. You know, sometimes he says, "Oh,
in many ways,
he ran away."
you understand? Some people were when this. Let's say, for instance, when this guy was arrested, Arifa was arrested the other time for this whatever, and I saw some people discussing. I was like, "Well, okay, let me call DG." You understand? I called DG, and DG said, okay, are you sure that this guy has an evidence about what he talked about?" He said, if I send him an evidence about what he talked about, he was going to fly from Abuja to Lagos before the next day. I called him around in the night, and he said that the next morning he will get the first flight to Lagos, and he will swing into the action. This is somebody that is not even asking for a dime. He just wants to say, okay, there's an evidence. This is activism. You understand? This is activism. It's not all about, you cannot go and sing the praises of the police. No. It's not going to work. So, well, I just...
They enjoy the fact that the police are labeling your mere nuisance. It shows that he's doing something, if you ask me.
Good morning,
No. Obviously, he's doing something.
Good morning,
afternoon,
Good morning, everybody. He's still there on QHTV Ghana, praising police right now as I speak. Yeah. So that's where I have problem.
That might be his style of strategy.
Let's not deceive us. There's nothing like a strategy.
That's not a good one.
It's not a good strategy.
It's not a good one.
Do you understand? It's not a good strategy. And let me tell you something. There's never been anything that was achieved in this country with this kind of strategy. Everything you want to get out of the government, you must come with all your preparations. You have to be, you have to be very, very courageous. You cannot come with, praising them today.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying is it's in a foreign land. Okay.
Kule and Richard. Kule, do you see 2 days ago? Did you see how Very Dark Man called out the IG of police? Did you see how Davido yesterday? Did you see how he called out the
commissioner? Thank you. Exactly.
Susie,
so Yomi own is not gonna work.
No,
Yomi people let them come after me.
Susie,
it's not gonna work.
Go and look at the write-up Davido put out there.
He called them out and they swing into action.